Morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to everybody coming in. Hey, Donna. Welcome to the replay viewers. If you're watching this on the replay, remember that you can tap on the screen to give hearts. You can still share this content with other people so that they get to hear it as well. Good morning, Bae. Good morning, Donna, and everybody that's coming in. All right, so yes, I'm sure you guys saw the title of this scoop. Are you a course junkie? And one reason why this may be sabotaging your online business, okay? I wanted to come here to talk about that because this weekend something happened. And before I go on to tell you that story, let me introduce myself, okay? My name is Gertrude Nontra. I'm a blogger. I'm the owner of myonlinebizjourney.com. I show creative entrepreneurs, or solopreneurs primarily, how to launch and grow an online presence from scratch, okay? So that is what I do. Now, this is why you may be a course junkie, and here's why it may be sabotaging your business. Let me tell you a personal story. So this weekend, I had some free time, and so I was like, okay, what should I do? And I was like, maybe I should go ahead and listen to some of the modules of some courses I'm enrolled in. Right? And so I was going to do that. But then I immediately realized that this was actually going to be counterproductive to my goals. Why is it going to be counterproductive? I'm not saying courses are not good. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enroll in courses, whether free or paid. Absolutely do that. But I find that sometimes we get bogged down with all the information we are absorbing from courses, and we're absorbing from podcasts and watching YouTube videos, that we actually don't take action on anything. Let me say that again. I find that sometimes we get bogged down with too much information. Hi, Amado. You're welcome to the scope. Get bogged down with too much information that we do not take action. Hey, Eddie, this is not the scope for that. All right. So as much as I would love to follow you, because you're doing that, it looks like spam. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So I decided that instead of working on a course, instead of going to listen to more modules of a course to hear, things that I probably already know. Here's the thing. Sometimes we already know it. Okay. It's just that we haven't taken action on it. I decided to write a blog post for my blog. I decided to take that time I was about to spend watching modules of a course and just writing down and just absorbing information. And I applied that information and I created more content for my blog. Okay. And that paid off in the end, because why? It brings more traffic to my blog, because it gets my content and my business before more eyes. Okay. So here's the thing. You may be sabotaging your business because you're just spending too much time listening and listening and listening. And I come across people who have a lot of knowledge, they have a lot of skill, and you tell them, and they want to start an online business, but then you say, okay, so why aren't you writing that ebook? Why aren't you selling that course? And they're like, well, I don't know. I feel like I have to know more information. Here's the thing, guys. There are people that know less than you. There are people that have less skill than you. There are people that know nothing you know. And yet, because they take action and they fail along the way, so they just fail faster and then learn on their way, they're able to put out a product and start selling it and start making money before you. Let me say that. There are people who have less skill and less knowledge than you who are doing this online business thing, and they're getting traction just because they're taking action. Stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting for some magical moment. Stop waiting until you know every little thing, because you will never know every little thing. I don't know every little thing, and that's okay. That's just fine. So this is the reason why it may be sabotaging your business. So here's a challenge I want to throw out to everybody on this scope today. Today, and maybe for the rest of the week. How about you take a break? Once again, realize that I'm not saying that you shouldn't take courses. If there is something that comes across your desk that you absolutely want to be a part of, be a part of it. And let me tell you, Courses are also a great way for you to connect with influencers, okay? So, for instance, you get into a course. I know that I'm part of byregina.com's Go Independent course. It is a great way for not only for you to gain knowledge, but for you to get to know the instructor of that course on a personal level. If you're taking their info and you're using it and you're coming back and telling them, hey, I applied your stuff, it works. And they'll be like, oh my goodness, because guess what? A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, so let me tell you something. You know the 80-20 rule, right? It's called Pareto's principle. The 80-20 rule. There's always 80% of people who are just taking up the information. And there are 20% of people who are actually putting it into practice. And that number may even be smaller. So how about you get out of the 80% and come into the 20% who actually take the teacher's advice, put it into practice, and then come back and report your results to them and tell them, hey, these are the amazing results I've had as a result of listening to your podcast. These are the amazing results I've had as a result of implementing your course. Actually, this Saturday, I was listening. Donna, I used to be in the 80%. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Okay. Now you know. But I was listening to Pat Flynn's podcast this weekend, and he was talking about he wanted people on his show, okay, who had taken something that he had said or he had written and put it into practice and had some kind of results. And right there is a great opportunity for anybody to be featured on Pat Flynn's scope. On Pat Flynn's podcast, sorry. I think in scopes. It's for you to be featured on that podcast. Just because you took something he said and you were not like the 80% of people who just sat there and watched, but you were amongst the 20% of people who actually took this and ran with it, and you saw some traction, you failed along the way, you fell and you got up and you cleaned yourself up and you kept moving. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Challenge yourself to, for the next maybe 1 or 2 days, don't take in any more new information. The information that you have learned up until this point, implement them. Implement them. Let me say that because I'm very passionate and serious about this. The information you have learned and absorbed up to this point, you have absorbed a lot of information. Let me tell you, if you're listening to a podcast, maybe just 30 minutes per day, in a week, that is, that's 3.5 hours. Okay. Hey, Torah, that's 3.5 hours. If you multiply it, welcome to McNeil TC. What's your name? 3.5 hours. Let's multiply that by a month. There are 4 weeks in a month, right? Your course junkie. 3.5 hours times 4. I'll talk to you, Torah. Is 15 hours. Tamala, is that right? Tamala? Okay. Is it 15? 3 times 4. So that's 3, 12, then 2's. Okay. So that's 14 hours. That's about how much, like for a college class, how many hours you would take in a college class per month. It's 14 hours. So you've absorbed, even if you've just done a month of listening to podcasts and courses for 30 minutes every day for a month, you have accumulated 14 hours of knowledge. Take that 14 hours and start using it, my friends. When I started, and I'll say this and then I'll end. When I started my onlinebizjourney.com, I started this blog. I had been blogging for a while, for about 2 years prior to that on other blogs. But then in July of 2014, I bought the domain name My Online Biz Journey, and then I put my first post up, I think in August of 2014. Okay. So for the first about 6 months, I wasn't really sure what the direction of my blog was going to be. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I really did not have the direction I have now. Okay. So I was just putting out blog posts. And then in February, I wrote a post and it went really well. And I realized, okay, this is the direction I think I'm going to take my blog. Now, like I said, for 6 months, I was kind of like all over the place because I had a lot of knowledge, but I wasn't just sure where to direct it. But within 6 months, I knew after practicing and keep on learning and keep on going, I realized, okay, now I realize where my niche is. And so I'm going to focus on that. And ever since then, the blog took off. that's ever since that time, the blog took off. So don't be afraid of that 3-month or 6-month lag where you're still learning and you're still implementing and you're still making mistakes and things don't look quite perfect. Don't be afraid of that time. Thanks, guys, for the hearts. Don't be afraid of that time. Use it as a learning opportunity and to refine your art. So that's my word of caution to you guys. If you are a course junkie, it may be sabotaging your business because you're just absorbing information. Like I said, nothing wrong with online courses. Hey, I have online courses. I want you to buy them. But more importantly than that, I want you to implement those courses. Put them into practice. Make mistakes. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Because every time you're waiting for the perfect moment, you're losing traction and you're losing money. So that's my word to you. Stop being a course junkie. It's sabotaging your business. All right, guys. So once again, my name is Gertrude Nontra, G Nontra here on Periscope and on Twitter. Please follow me if you already do not. If you want to read more content from moi, you can go to my blog, myonlinebizjourney.com. The link is in my bio here on Periscope. If you're watching this on the replay, please make sure to give hearts and share this content with somebody that you know it will benefit. Okay? Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. Have a great day. Be a blessing to somebody today. Okay? All right, guys. Bye-bye.